Hi! Well, this is going to be a lot of fun. And so I'm told that it takes a little while for subscribers who get notified for the video to start. And it was suggested that I maybe wait just a little bit. But we're going to go ahead. I see we've got some viewers here already. So welcome to Casual Friday. You know, it's start of the weekend and ready to relax, and so I've got a relaxing easy card for you. And we all hoard background paper, right? Scrapbooking paper. It's so beautiful. You know, it's like a siren's call, like, ooh, gotta have it. You know, we use some of it, but it's easy for it to, because it's so pretty, to pile up. And so what I have for you this evening for Casual Friday are a way to use it for some beautiful, beautiful cards. Because if you use Stampin' Up! Designer Series paper, you know, that's the official name or their trademark name, scrapbook paper, it's double-sided. And often you're like, oh, I love both. Well, this idea, you're going to be able to use both, which is super cool. And you'll have cards made in a jiffy doing this. So how about, oh, I introduced myself. I'm Shelley Godby, and for 23 years, I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator teaching you hand-stamped smiles through my YouTube videos, my Stamping Smiles blog, and my mailing list. Okay, and let's go ahead and have a look at some Designer Series paper. Isn't this gorgeous? This is the Wildly Flowering. It has been so popular. And there's another one, and I ran out of time. I'm like, oops, there's another one. And so some will call this side A. And Miss Adelaide's here. Hello. And side B. And it's like, oh, but I like everything. And so I'm going to demonstrate a card with this. But then stick around because I've got other cards to show you with some other Designer Series paper. So the Wildly Flowering, you know what, which leads me to tell you, yes, Miss Adelaide loves this paper. It's called Wildly Flowering, wildly popular. And in July, no, it's not July, it's August. August 2024, all the Designer Series paper, with some exceptions, the Designer Series paper in the 24-25 Stampin' Up! Catalog, 20% off. 20% off, right? You know what? It's a Friday. 15%. It's Stampin' Storage that's having a 20% off. I'm okay, really I am. Okay, hey, Miss Donna, another Michigander. And so the only exceptions would be specialty papers, and you know how we have the color families, the subtles, brights, you know, those, and the color families, they're not included. But all the others, 15% off through August 31st in my online store, www.shopwithshelley.com. And for my greeting that I'm demonstrating, I chose the Unbounded Beauty Bundle. And so we have got a lot of greetings here and sentiments. I love stamp sets that also have a greeting and a sentiment, so it's good for the inside and the outside. And then look at these, these label dies. They're fabulous. And some of them get a little bit fancy, like this one with some leaves on there. So, and when you order the two of these together, you make sure you use the bundle item number. You save 10% on both. Now, savings like that really adds up. All right, and so let me quickly tell you, I have mine stored on a magnet card from Stampin' Storage. It's a separate company, but they have products to beautifully organize your craft room and your supplies, and it's super strong. And I just really like these. Instead of trying to get them back on that thin piece of, or heavy piece of cardstock maybe with the tape, it's like, oh no, this is so much easier. And then I slide them into these pockets. And so I've got a link under the video to both of these, but let me tell you, Stampin' Storage is having a flash sale. So today through Monday, that's where the 20% off came in on paper storage and the ink and carousels, the for ink and I'm trying to think of punches and for jars. And so, you know what? I didn't think to do that, but I will. I'll have a link under my video so you can go and see to my blog post where I have all of that listed. And you can see what's on sale through Monday only, but 20% off. That's really, really nice. Okay, so let's go ahead, because it's Casual Friday. We don't want to leave anyone out. And so I have here some Misty Moonlight cardstock. So we've got time. I'm going to go ahead and cut this into a card base, because I'm finding out some of my sweet stampers, this is new to them. So like I said, we never want to leave anybody out. So what I have here is 8.5 by 11 Misty Moonlight cardstock. Now you can cut your cardstock in half one of two ways. In half for the folded card like that, and like you would buy at Hallmark, right? But then for the card I'm designing, because of the way I'm going to use ribbon, I'm going to cut it in half instead on the 8.5 instead of the 11. So we pick this up and slide this in. So 8.5. Let's see, am I that crooked? Where's my camera? There we go. Half of 8.5 is 4.25. So here's 4, the whole number, 5, the next whole number. That longest line in between is the halfway mark, and then halfway between the whole number and the halfway mark, that second longest line is the quarter. So we're going to put this right on that line, and you can follow it all the way down so you can see that you're squared up. But another important hint is to make sure it's butted up against this lip. That helps you square it up, and then I look all the way down to see. And we got Miss Patricia here. Oh, and Miss Tammy. Oh, I'm so glad you're all joining me for Casual Friday. And then we've got 2 blades. The dark gray is the cutting, the lighter gray is the scoring, and we will use both. So go ahead and just pull this over it. It runs in the track. And now I have 2 bases for the style of card that I'm demonstrating this evening. And so then we want to score it, because if we just fold it, it's not pretty. And so let's slide it back in here. So this is 11 inches. So now I want half of that, which is 5.5. And we know that halfway between the 2 whole numbers is that longest line is the halfway mark. And look at this on the arm that comes out. They even put markings on there, and 5.5 is very, very, very popular. And so I have it butted up against here, and I'm still following that line all the way down. And then I take this. Now I do this 2, 3, 4 times because I don't have a lot of natural pressure. As I was making up some of those extra cards today, I had to go back and do it again. That's just me. Now some people have a lot of pressure, so I'm not telling you to push really hard. You know, it depends on how much pressure. I mean, you can always add more. You can't take it away. But you see, it puts this crease in there. So look at that clean fold. And I always finish it. Here, I line up the edges, because I am far from perfect, right? You know, when measuring. So then I take my bone folder. If you don't have one of these, you absolutely want one. And give this a good crisp fold. Now it's going to lay so much better. Bone folder is a good friend. So now we can use this as an example. This is the 12 by 12 cardstock. In the way I cut it, and the 4-inch, so it's in the 4 and the 8, I get 3 rows of this, and then I went ahead and cut it in half. So your piece is 4 by 6. So you're getting 6 of, if you want to use your whole piece, 6 cards out of 1. So you're going to be able to use that paper and have just some fabulous cards. All right, so here this is, and then, you ready? This is fun. Take and tear. And I purposely go up and down. I want to see the white. I like that. And then we're going to use this side. So not always, but most of the time, the other side complements the pattern on side A. Side B complements it, and it sure does on here. So we've got that. But you know what? We need to do our greeting. Should we go ahead and do that? Yeah, because normally I jump ahead to the die cutting. So I want to use this label. And because this is a photopolymer stamp set, the rubber is clear. For me, it's quicker to stamp afterward because I can see completely through this. And I have this mounted on a clear block C. So let me grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And another, you could use a circle punch. My greeting wasn't a circle. And so it's like, okay, I'll use my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, which I just adore. And I could use plate knot 1 and plate 2 that's included in the machine, but I just really prefer this magnetic platform that I got on Amazon. It is making me a much better die cutter. Not a perfect one, but a much better one because the magnets hold it in place. I don't have to take the time to use washi tape or a Post-it note. Just love it. So what I have here is some basic white cardstock. And whenever you're stamping on white cardstock, you absolutely want to use the Stampin' Up! Basic white cardstock. It has a smooth, tight finish to give you crisp, clean images. So then I have my die, and that's fancy, not just the border, but it's going to put the perforations around it. And the rough edge, that's the cutting edge. So place that down, and there we go. And see, the magnet holds it in place. And then I need a plate number 3, but I'm still going to place it on top. I'm not going to scoot it on because I'm sure I would scoot the die right off or partially off the paper. So crank that through, and I'm coming back not because I need to go through twice. The machine we had before, I had to go through twice on intricate dies, but I just wanted you to be able to see it. And so look at that stitching all the way around. Oh, can you see that? Maybe when I take this away, that stitching, it adds enough, it looks like it's layered without having a layer. And so I've got a link under the video to where you can pick this up on Amazon if you think you'd like to become a better die cutter too. Saves me time and cardstock or whatever kind of paper. So I'm going to use Misty Moonlight Classic Stampin' Pad. Pick this up, slide that in, and here we go. And so I'm using the Happy Birthday. I need some birthday cards. So for this Casual Friday, birthday cards. So I'm loving the idea of just doing some really laid back cards on Fridays. I'm not promising every Friday, you know, because every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, I have a new live card making tutorial. And when time permits, Fridays. Oh, isn't that, this font, isn't that, okay, here we go. The font is beautiful. I don't think, I'm not seeing the stitching, you know, of what I'm looking at right here, but it's there, I promise. All right, so back with this. And I tried different colors, but I preferred the Misty Moonlight. And so I have my Stampin' Seal. I put my finger where it's a little opaque. And when everything's nice and flat, I find 1 inch in each corner is plenty. And so, here we go. And so you just, neatness counts. This card is made in a jiffy, but take the time to be neat. And then we'll use this side. And then that equal distance from the bottom, and it will overlap. You know what, I'm going to even open it up. And then with all this black around me, my silicone mat underneath me, really like this thing. I don't worry about adhesive sticking to it or anything else. Great for coloring with the Stampin' blends, because if you've got paper underneath you, it absorbs some of the ink, and I don't want that. But isn't that cool? It's just cool already. It's like, oh my goodness, you've got all that gorgeous paper, and this is a way to show it off. All right, so now our greeting will go on here, but I needed to add something more. So what I have here is the Moody Mauve jute twine from the 24 no, 2325 in color jute twine. All right, and I'm going to wrap it around and we'll do a bow. Now it gets wrapped around here. Let me see if I come back here, show you what I like to do. Oh, no, you can't see my tabletop, so I might as well stay here. I like to take along the edge of the table and run it along there. And that helps to straighten it out. See, just that little bit, not quite as kinky. Or I've used Stampin' Mist before and got it wet and then let it dry. Okay, so for me, I don't know if this works that way for you, but I find the tails of my bows always go away from me. So I tie them basically upside down because I want the tails to go that way. And go ahead and make our knot. So hey, while we're here and I'm just sitting here tying this bow, please like and comment and share my video. I sure appreciate that. All of that helps with rankings on YouTube, and I sure could use all of that I can get. So please take the time to do that. And, you know, check in, say hello. Here we go. I can't wait to show you these other cards too. I had fun. And then let's just snip this off. Fun, fun, fun. Okay. So now with this, we've got our tag. That's going to rock and roll on there. So we're not going to do that. We want that to lay on there nicely. And how we're going to do that is with my favorite adhesive ever, Stampin' Dimensionals. And so let's put them, if you put them here, they'll be rocking on the ribbon. So we're going, or the jute twine. So we're going to go around it. And everything I'm using here on this card is listed below the video and available to order at my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com. And you know what? I was talking, and so what I did, I pressed down my thumbnail, and that made that backing come up, and super easy to get off. And like I said, in a flash, you've got a beautiful handmade card while using that paper, that gorgeous scrapbook paper you've been hoarding. So would you like to see some other cards? Ooh, ooh, ooh. And tomorrow, let's say Friday, Saturday, I will have a link to my blog post with the measurements and a PDF you can download, print, and save, so you don't have to memorize the measurements on here. All right, so I made another one with the wildly flowering. And didn't that turn out pretty in that moody mauve? And I have this on Early Espresso, stamped in Early Espresso in that same jute twine, but this time in wild wheat. All right, so you'll have to let me know if you're enjoying this. And you know what? It's July. I mean, it's not July. Boy, I got that on my brain. It's August, time to spend. That's where the July keeps coming from. Your bonus days coupons you earned in July. You definitely want to use those up. And you can use them on the Designer Series paper sale. So, wow. And here we go. This is with the Unbounded Beauty, right? I believe so. Let me look. I've got a lot of names floating around in my head. Yep, Unbounded Beauty 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. And like, ooh. And so the card base is Summer Splash. My ribbon, the Summer Splash, here it is. The bordered ribbon, 3/8 inch bordered ribbon in Summer Splash. And, you know, and I kept using, that tag is just so pretty in that same font. And then, you know, I've always done these in, oh, Miss Patricia, you're so welcome and thank you. You know, I've always done the 12 by 12, right? Because we can get 6 cards out of it. But I thought, you know, we do have 6 by 6 paper. How cute is this? So the, what is it? The duck, something pond, right? I don't think it's duck pond, but something pond. And like, oh, that is precious as all get out. And so, and I tried it in the pretty and pink, and actually it was pretty, and I also tried the gray granite, the color is in there, but then when I pulled out the pretty peacock, It's like, ooh, I like that contrast. I like the contrast a lot. Let's see, let's put some white behind it. There you go. The contrast really caught my eye, and so then I stamped the greeting also in Pretty Peacock. And so here we go. Let's have a look. And when we go back to the video, if you see a bunch of stuff in the background, well, that's because I'm getting ready for my paper share. I'm doing a paper share for the September through December 2024 Stampin' Up! Mini Catalog. And what that means, well, I've got 2 shares. The paper share, a generous portion of all the brand new designer and specialty series paper. And then I have the paper share and more, and that includes all of the accessories. And so there's just one exception, and I note that. And if it's not there, I'll get the link to that under my blog post. Meant to do that too. And so you can see it tells you everything that's coming in it, and you can go ahead and reserve your share now. So fantastic. So did I remember everything to like, share, and comment on my video? And the measurements on Saturday, come back Saturday afternoon or late morning. Bonus days coupons, redeem those. That's just free money sitting there. You spent those like cash. And of course, the Designer Series paper sale, the August 2024 Designer Series paper, that just these 3, there are just 3 of them that are included. You know, the Wildly Flowering, the Unbounded Love, and of course that's escaping my mind, Something Pond. Seems like it's not charming. Anyway, sorry about that. It's Casual Friday. The ducks, yeah, the ducks are just stinking cute, and the colors are so pretty. And so then, a quick reminder that I used that Unbounded Love bundle with it. So of course you'll be able to use these with other greetings, but wow, you know, all of these will fit in something on here. And beautiful. Grab that bundle discount. See? Casual Friday. Cards in a jiffy. And I couldn't think of a better way to spend a little bit of my Friday evening, but with you. And let's see, Miss Donna. Oh, Miss Donna loves the layout. Okay, yeah, that'll be great. Yeah, you really get a lot of mileage out of it. And so this idea, it was years and years and years ago, a demonstrator shared it, and I don't remember her name. I thought that's really clever, so I'd like to say I came up with it, but nope, I didn't. But I just love this idea, and like I said, it was the first time I used 6x6. Whew. Okay, it doesn't really work for me to hold stuff up because I've got light right over top so I can see what I'm doing, because you know, it might be a little important. All right, so anyway, thank you for joining me live this Casual Friday. And I don't see any more comments, so this is the time of the evening that I say, I'm Shelly Godby, teaching you how to create hand-stamped smiles. Thanks for watching, and good evening, and God bless.